Hi my dear students, our lesson for today is matter, states and changes. First, there are three states of matter. Matter, as we know in the last lesson, matter is anything around us that has mass and volume, but we can find the matter around us in different shapes and states. So we can find the matter as a solid, liquid or gas. And now let's learn each state of matter. What is the solid matter? What is liquid matter? What is the gaseous matter? First, we can find the matter in the solid state as the ruler, the pen. Both of them have a different shape and different volume. A different shape, its shape doesn't change. Its shape doesn't change. And different volume, it not increase in size, it not decrease in the size. So it has a definite shape and definite volume. Imagine a rock, a piece of rock. It has a definite shape, very solid, and definite volume. It cannot increase or decrease in volume. Like ice, iron, and copper. All of them are solids. Look, if we put these all solid objects, their shape don't change, and their volume don't change. So they are solids, they have a definite shape and definite volume. Even if we put them in the water. And the liquid state, some matters around us are liquids. Liquids like the water, like the oil. They have a definite volume, like the water, definite volume, not increase in size, not decrease in size, but they have a definite volume, fixed volume. But its shape is indefinite according to the container. We can put 100 milliliter of water in different containers. The volume doesn't change, as it's still 100 milliliter of water in the cylinder, in the beaker, in the plate, but its shape change. The water take the shape of its container, so it's indefinite shape. So liquids have definite volume, but its shape is indefinite. It can change according to the container, like the oil, water, and mercury. Gases and other matters around us can be found in the gaseous state, like the air in the balloon and the water vapor inside the pot inside the teapot. Their shapes and the volume are indefinite, as we can't catch the air around us. Because it has indefinite shape. Its shape can be changed according to the container, and its volume can change too, as we can put some air inside the balloon and take all the volume, and when we press this balloon, its volume decrease. So the gases haven't got a definite shape or definite volume. Okay. So now we know the difference between solids, liquids, and gases. And now, can you tell us the matter states in this picture? Okay, extract solids, liquids, and gases from this picture. In this video can help you to understand what we talk about.
On Earth, everything is made up of matter. It's everything around us. Heavy rocks are made of matter, and even things we can't see, like air, are made of matter. Even your friends are made of matter. If it takes up space, then it's matter. Matter is made up of atoms and molecules, which are too tiny to see unless you have a very strong microscope. They're like tiny little building blocks that make up everything around us. To give you an idea, there are almost 10 octillion water molecules in a single drop of rain. That's a lot of zeros. Matter can be any size. It can be the size of a rocket, as huge as a mountain, or as tiny as a grain of sand. Different objects have different amounts of molecules and atoms. The kinds of atoms and molecules in matter make some things shiny, make some things heavy and hard, and make some things light and soft. There are three main states or kinds of matter: solid, liquid, or gas. A solid is something that holds its shape. Solids can be hard like a toaster, a pencil, or a cricket bat, or they can be soft like a rubber toy or a piece of clay. A solid means that the atoms are packed in really close together so they can't move.
Look to the molecules, they are very close to each other.
A liquid, on the other hand, will always change its shape. It changes shape
liquids
to
haven't
fit the
got
shape of the container
a
it's
definite
put in.
volume. They don't have a definite
can
volume.
flow, which means it can be poured. So if you pour water into a fishbowl, it moves to become the shape of the fishbowl. Liquids are sometimes thick like honey or thin like water, but no matter what, they'll always flow. Atoms in a liquid can move around, but they'll stay together. A gas, like a liquid, takes the shape of the container it's in, but will also spread out to fill the container. When a balloon fills with water, the water fills up the bottom first. But when you fill it with the gas fills the whole balloon.
Now look to the molecules. They are far from
Sometimes.
So the question now, can the matter change its state from solids to liquids to gaseous? Yes, we have a matter changes from state to another. Matter can be changed from one state to another by four processes. Process number one, melting process. Melting process, it is a change in matter state from solid to liquid by heating. From solid to liquid by heating, like the ice melting. The ice is a solid matter, and it can be changed to liquid water by heating when we heat it. Process number two, evaporation. Evaporation, it is the change of matter from liquid to gas by heating. From liquid to gas, like the evaporation of the water in the teapot. When we heat the water inside it, it evaporates and change into water vapor. Process number three, condensation. Condensation, it is the change in matter from the gaseous state to liquid state when we cool it, like the condensation of the water vapor above the leaves of plants in the early morning, as the water vapor in the air in the early morning is a gaseous state, and by cooling it changes into water drops over the cold surface, like cars and the leaves of plants in the early morning, because it be cold. Process number four, freezing. Freezing, it is a change of matter from liquid into solid by cooling. Again, freezing is a change from liquid to solid by cooling. Like when we put the water inside the freezer, It changes the liquid water to the solid ice by cooling.
It can change states, usually by changing its temperature.
Look, we
If
can
you heat
change
ice
the
cream,
matter
it will
state.
melt and turn to a liquid. If you make the ice cream cool again, it will then turn back to a solid. Water is unique because it's the only thing on Earth that naturally occurs in all three states, as a solid, as a liquid, and as a gas, and it can change states quite easily. Water in its most common form,
Three states of
as
matter
a
here,
liquid, covers about 70% of the planet. It also has no taste, smell, or color. Water constantly changes states in nature. In very cold places like the mountains, the water freezes into ice and snow. The sun then warms the frozen water, causing it to melt to liquid water. As the sun continues to heat it, the water begins to evaporate. In warmer places, the sun heats up the water faster, causing the water to evaporate more quickly. The warmer the environment, the quicker the water will evaporate. Heat from the sun warms the water. This turns the liquid water into a gas or water vapor, which rises into the air.
Look, this is the
This is
evaporation.
known as evaporation. As the water vapor moves up higher and higher into the sky, it starts to cool down, turning back into tiny droplets of liquid water.
Look
This
how
is
the
known
clouds
as
form.
condensation, and is what causes clouds to form. As these droplets of water join together to become bigger drops, they become too heavy to stay in the air and fall back down to Earth as rain, hail, or snow.
This is the
This
condensation.
is known as precipitation. Hail and snow are water as a solid, but they won't stay this way. Once on the ground, they'll eventually warm and melt and turn back into a liquid.
Oh, the
This
melting
water
process.
is then evaporated up by the sun,
And then
this
evaporation
goes
again,
on
huh?
and on. In nature, the way water keeps changing states is called the water cycle. Rain is part of the water cycle, and
Do you know the
from
water
it,
cycle?
we collect water to drink and use in our homes. Please remember, love every drop.
Now we know the states of matter. They are solids, liquids, gases, and we can summarize that solids can be changed into liquids and gases, and vice versa. Solids they have definite volume and definite shape, like the iron. Liquids have definite volume and the shape change according to the shape of the container, like the water. Gases they have indefinite shape and indefinite volume, like the air. The volume and the shape change according to the container. We can change it from solids to liquid by melting, and liquids to solid by freezing. Liquids can change to gases by evaporation, and the gases can change to liquids by condensation. So, give reason. We can press a large quantity of gas inside a cylinder because the gases have no definite volume, so they can be compressed. Give reason. It's not preferred to fill a bottle of water to an end in its when it put in the freezer in order not to explode. I can show you that. When we put the water inside the freezer, look, the water expands. Water expands when it freezes and change into ice. Look, it push the tip of the glass. It's still pushing and expanding now. Expanding, and the more expanding, it smashes the bottle. So the water bottle explodes. Look, when we extract bottle and melt the ice, the bottle is completely smashed. Completely smashed. Now you know why we shouldn't fill the bottle of water to an end when it put in the freezer in order not to explode. Water vapor condensed 2 drops of water give reason due to the decrease in temperature due to the cooling process. Thank you for watching. See you the next lesson.